All right, in this episode, we are joined by Paige. Paige, when did you graduate?
2014.
2014. Paige Gause. Paige, why'd you pick early college?
Well, it wasn't my first pick for high school, but I'm really glad that I actually branched out from my base school of Inner High School and chose to come here. It was more of a family. I made connections and met people I would have never met, and obviously for educational purposes. I exited early college with my high school diploma and one semester shy of my associate's degree. It really just jump started my education as a whole.
All right, so you get accepted. You come to Bridge Week. Had the time of your life at Bridge Week. You come back for freshman year. Now we get down to business.
Mhm.
How did Avid help get you in the right mindset for early college?
You had mentors that were already college students that were able to help. It was extra time to work on your homework. Your Avid teachers were just very influential with helping you just figure out what you wanted to do as far as classes go. And it just really supported me with extra time to allow for, classwork, college work, high school coursework, things like that.
All right, so you take the high school classes, you start taking the college classes. What did you major in at Tech? Were you working towards a certificate or an associate's degree?
I got my associate's degree. At that point, I was wanting to be an educator, so actually a first grade teacher. My mom retired from elementary education, so I felt like that was the right path for me. So that's the path that I was on. You have to have a bachelor's to become an educator in the state. So that's actually not what I ended up doing and pursuing once I went over to Coastal. But that was my plan. So I got an associate's degree and went from there.
All right, so you graduate with the Associate of Arts from Tech. You go to Coastal. What did you major in at Coastal?
My actual diploma is interdisciplinary studies. I had a concentration in business law and communication. But prior to making that change, I was with the Spandau College of Education.
So we add that bachelor's degree. Then what? It's time to work, right?
Right. In between my associates and getting my bachelor's, I also went back to Tech and got my paralegal certificate. So I also have that. After I graduated, I got hired as an administrative specialist or a judicial specialist at Horry County Probate Court. I started there. I stayed there for about a year, and I had the opportunity to come on board with the solicitor's office for Horry and Georgetown counties. I started there as an administrative assistant, and then I had the opportunity to move up into a victim advocate position. So I'm currently a victim advocate for juveniles, family court in Horry County and Georgetown County, and I'm also the juvenile administrative assistant for Georgetown County to Deputy Solicitor Scott Dixon.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Mouthful. Uh, all right, so in your advocacy role, what all does that entail?
So anytime, hopefully none of you have been a victim of a crime, but if you are a victim of a crime, you would always have a victim advocate assigned to you. These victim advocates are supposed to go over the Victim Bill of Rights with you to let you know what your rights are going through the criminal justice system. As a victim, you have the right to attend all hearings, whether that's adult or juveniles. Typically, in juvenile world, it works completely different than general sessions or adult court. So victims have the same type of rights in juvenile court rather, in general sessions. But the liaison between the solicitors for Horry and Georgetown County with victims of juvenile crimes.
It's a lot.
Yes.
That has to be a rewarding career.
It is. I really, really enjoy it. Some days it's hard not to take the work home with you, depending on what the type of crime you're dealing with. I deal with anything from shoplifting, assault and batteries to murders, and moving juveniles that have been charged with murder up to general sessions. So I stick with a lot of these families, especially with the more involved cases, more serious crimes like murder. So it's hard not to get involved with these families to the point to where I want to call them every day and just check to see how they're doing. But it's very rewarding. You're definitely doing something different every single day. Every crime is different. Every juvenile that comes through our system that has committed a crime, their stories are all different. So it's a whole lot of factors that play into juvenile court. We try to figure out what services we can provide juveniles to rehabilitate them so that they're not committing crimes anymore, or at least try to keep them out of the adult system. When they turn 18, they're adults. It's a little bit more serious than a shoplifting when they're 15.
Two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Choose which order and how you want to answer them. What advice do you give the eighth grader that will be receiving their acceptance letter here in a couple weeks from early college?
I was once that nervous eighth grader coming into early college, Bridge Week. When I got that acceptance in the mail, I wasn't sure um, if it was going to be the best fit for me because had never been out of a different environment than my hometown. I had been to school with, all of my friends from kindergarten to eighth grade. So I was going to a brand new school in a different town, 20 minutes away, riding a school bus, which is something I had never done. My biggest advice is just go in with an open mind. Take Don't take for granted each possibility, every opportunity that's being put forth on the table for you, and take advantage of all the new things coming your way in the future, because it greatly benefited me and opened many possibilities and many doors that I feel like I probably would not have had I stayed at my base school.
Great, great advice. What advice do you give the senior who in 2 months is finishing up their last or Georgetown Tech final?
So I was also that senior at one point. I was dead set. I wanted to be a teacher, and that didn't work out for me. And I'm very grateful that it did not work out for me because I would not be in the position where I'm in now to be able to help people from a different aspect. So my advice is go and explore the world, take the internships, volunteer, continue to learn new things about yourself, and just take advantage of anybody that knocks on your door and says, "Hey, do you want to come volunteer?" Because you never know, you might find a new love for something else. In my case, teaching was not for me, and I had the opportunity to become and learn victim advocacy work, and I absolutely love it. So, graduating doesn't mean you have to absolutely 100% know what you're going to do with your future.
Great advice. Paige Gause Franklin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.